I was at a banquet, and some of you knew Seth Wilson, and it was celebrating his 80th birthday. And I was sitting across from him. I'm mentioning that. I thought maybe some of you might remember him. But anyway, we were chatting, and somebody, I don't remember who it was, but somebody from the college just turned to me and said, "How did you ever get to Ozark?" Kind of like accusing me or sneaking in or something. I didn't really know what she meant. But anyway, I thought about that, and so I told her, I don't know. And I really didn't know how we got there. I taught there 30 years, stayed a long time. And so my husband, he was the head of the music department for 23 years there. And we worked as a team. But as to how we got there, I just never thought about it because God has always led us. And I didn't realize he was leading us. I don't think my husband knew it either. We just thought, well, that's nice, but we never, ever applied for a job. We never did, except when he was in the Army and for a while. And so when he came back, he had to apply for a job. But after that, we got letters and different things, and we just never did apply for a job. And this person really didn't believe me, but it really got me to thinking. And I've been thinking about it ever since. And I'm just going to share 2-3 things with you that how God has led us. There is a song, God Leads Us Along, and I never thought that I was good enough for him to want to lead me. I didn't think I was good enough. But anyway, I was in an environment that was good, and I'm just going to share with you 2-3 things. That's what Given told me to do. I know that God has been leading us, and God does lead us. Yes, amen. There's a song about God leads us along, and I used to sing it, but I didn't believe it. But I believe it now. And so I will share with you 2-3 things. There's lots to share, but I'm going to just keep it down. In the years, my husband was drafted into the Army in World War II, and we had just gotten married, and I was 21, and I had graduated from college, and he was gone. And I lived in a little town in Oklahoma called Cherokee, Oklahoma. It had 3,000 people, and I didn't want to stay there. I wanted bigger things. And so I had a friend whose father was a minister in Los Angeles, California, and so they invited me, they were twins, invited me to come out for the summer and stay with them, which I was delighted to do. And when the summer was over, I decided to see if I could get a teaching job out there in their school system, which I did. And I taught in a little town called Rosemead, the junior high, for 3 years. And at that time, my husband he came back unwounded from the war, and we decided to stay in California. And so, in the meantime, I had started on a degree at Southern California, USC, to get a master's degree, because I was lonely, and but it turned out, of course, very, very handy to have that degree later. But so I was riding the streetcars and buses out there to get to the school, and then he got a job at a newspaper in a town called San Fernando, and I just didn't want to go out there because it's way 30 miles across the valley, and farther than that on to the college. But anyway, we went there. But God started providing for us. And we didn't really appreciate it, but I'm just sharing some things, little things but we had to have a place to live. And I was going to have to ride buses or something. The bus only came to San Fernando once a day. That is, it came out, I guess maybe twice. Now it's big valley, but then it was just a agriculture place. And so my husband came home. He'd been out looking for a place for us. We were living in this Rosemead town. And he said, oh, God has provided a marvelous thing for us. Well, I went to this place to get a rental. It was a big apartment above a 4-car garage, and it was big. It was really. And he said, and you wouldn't believe it, but I said to this landlord, do you know anybody that's going to USC every day? And this man says, oh, yes, I do know somebody. There's 2 young men, and they go every day. And so my husband contacted them, and he paid them for my transportation. So I didn't have, it was nice, it was good. So that was just almost too good. Here we had a new apartment, and we had transportation for me to go to college, clear across Los Angeles, a long ways away. So that was sort of the beginning of that, and we stayed there, and finally we went through a whole bunch of things. We went to San Jose Bible College, and my husband became the treasurer of the whole thing. And we were there quite a while, and it was we liked it. It was nice. I liked living out there. And one day we got a letter from the man, Dr. Briggs. Of course, he's dead now. You wouldn't know him anyway. But he was president of Phillips University, and he was asking my husband, George, if he would be willing to come back in this part of the country. That was at Enid, Oklahoma, and sort of be, he had a way of personality to make people happy. And so he said, in this university, all like the science people and the music people and the athletic department and all the different departments, they didn't like each other because each thought they were the most important, and there was a lot of dissension among this faculty because of this. And he said he thought my husband could help out, make them like each other, smooth out this stuff. And my husband had been his busboy while he was in college, washed his dishes and stuff like that. So we moved back to Enid, and we were attending a big church there, and we were happy to be in Enid. And one day we got another letter, and this letter was from Don Earl Boatman, president of Ozark Christian College. It was Ozark Bible College then. And they wanted us to come over, and they said they had lost their music person, and would we come and talk to them about that? Well, they were completely, all these things are happening, and they were all good steps, and we had no idea that this was even available. And so, well, we decided, we'd heard of Don Earl Boatman, but we didn't know him. And we'd heard of Seth Wilson, just people, but we didn't know him either. And so we didn't know how he even got our name. But we decided we would go over and look it over, because some friends of ours, the Don D. Welts, were already teaching there. So we went over to Joplin and looked the school over, and we thought, well, it'd be nice to be working with music again, and maybe we'll just come for a year. And that's how we got here in Joplin. But after I got to thinking about it, this lady asked me, how did we ever get to Joplin? Kind of accusing way, and I didn't know. I really didn't know how we got there, because I didn't know how these letters would come and offer these kind of things, and we would decide whether to operate them, to follow them up or not. So that's how we got